Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ & Sons and our new NCAA 2K21 basketball series where we are with the Texas Longhorns and we have got a doubleheader feature for you today as we kick off our season. Starting out facing off against SEC Alabama to see what they can bring here to Austin and the Irwin Center. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick look at our roster where we have Greg Brown starting in the power forward position, Matt Coleman at the point guard, Jericho Sims, our big man underneath the basket playing center, Andrew Jones is going to be our shooting guard, and Jace Fabers is going to be playing a mixture of small forward and shooting guard as well. Kai Jones will be our backup. Gerald Liddell will also see some time coming off the bench in this one. As our shooting forward. Courtney Ramey, he is someone who's our backup point guard right now, but he does have a lot of talent and potential available to him, so we may start seeing him a little bit more as this season goes along, but we'll have to see how he does here at the start and in these first few games. Now, as we get a little bit further down the chart here, we're going to see some guys who probably won't have nearly as much playing time. May not even be on the bench all that much. Royce Ham is someone we are going to have to take a look at playing behind Jericho Sims. He's got kind of a lofty task ahead of him to fill in those shoes whenever he's off the court. But we're going to jump on into this one and get this season underway as we take on the Alabama Crimson Tide here at the Frank Irwin Center to start this season off, having our first game be here at home. And this is a big opportunity for us to prove that we have got what it takes to start off the season right, but to really take ourselves to the next level. Now, as I said in the last episode, there are no trades during the season, so contracts and stuff like that will have to be played out. So we are going to see some goofy things in the future seasons. But right now, based off the rosters, we should have a pretty dang accurate to what was on the hardwood during the season that just finished. And so we're going to get ready here for tip-off here in Austin as we get the Longhorns ready to take on the Crimson Tide here to start off this 2021 season. Jericho Sims will be there for the tip-off for the Horns as they get ready. And this one is going to be underway as Sims just forgets to jump up. I don't know what happened there. But Alabama will win it as Quinterly has it at the top as their point guard. And he's kind of maintaining possession and gets it off to Petty Jr. Petty Jr. sends it up still at the top of the key over to Rojas. Rojas has Andrew Jones on him. And they send it back over to Quinterly, and he drives in, and Greg Brown meets him at the basket and is able to disrupt that one well enough that he gets the rebound. And here comes Texas as Coleman has it, bringing it down the court. Sits at the top of the key, sends it over to Ramey on the left side, who's going to fire the three, and that's going to be in the basket for the first shot made for our season. It's going to be a three-pointer by Courtney Ramey, as that was a beautiful shot coming off the screen there, getting a pretty wide open look. Now Quinterly is going to drive in hard. Ramey's going to meet him there, but Quinterly's still going to make that one as the score is now 3-2. Brown will be the one to inbound it over to Coleman. Coleman gets it, and he's going to start working it down the court, bringing it in and see if we can't get something set up. As he has it at the top of the key, fires it over to Ramey on the right side. Ramey maintaining possession, looking for a man, back over to Coleman. Coleman's going to drive into the lane and pass it back over to Jones. Jones gets it down to Jericho Sims, who backs his way in and goes up with it, and he's going to miss that one off the rim. Alabama will get the rebound, and they are coming down the court quick. As Quinterly has it at the top of the key, Ramey is guarding him right now at this time. He's trying to make some space, unable to. Ramey all over his man as they get it over to, Brunez gets it to Petty Jr. He's going to drive in on Coleman. Big time mismatch right there at the size difference. As Coleman just lets his man go right past him. Alabama now has a lead 4-3 after they've made that shot. Now Matt Coleman at the top of the key gets it over to Greg Brown. Greg Brown kind of works his way in, tries to push a man around, but he's not able to, and finally will pass it back out to Jones. Jones has it right around the free throw line, sends it over to Coleman. Coleman brings it down into the lane, and that's going to be stuffed right back at him. And then Quinterly will get that one scooped up, and here comes the Crimson Tide with the 4-3 lead early here in this first half. And Quinterly tried to make a drive. Coleman playing pretty stiff defense on him for the most part. Doesn't give him much space as they get it over to Bruner. Bruner passes it to Petty Jr. Ramey not sure where to go with him as Petty Jr. throws up the three, and that's going to be missed. And Jones with the rebound, and he brings it back down the court. And he's going to try to take it all the way as he gets up, and that one's going to be blocked also, but Sims will gain possession of it and get the pass back out to Brown. Brown over to Coleman. Coleman back into Sims, and that one's going to be stuffed out of bounds. That one will be last touched by Jericho and the Longhorns as that one now gets turned over as they are playing pretty stiff underneath the post, giving us fits already, not able to manhandle to guys like we really expect to when you have players like Jericho Sims down there. And now Alabama with possession as they work it around to try to find that open space. Petty Jr. has it. Ramey's pretty tight on him. Sends it over to Quinterly. Back over to Petty Jr. They double team him. Petty Jr. gets it out to Rojas. Back to Quinterly. He's firing the three, and that's going to be up, but missing the rebound. They get the putback. Alabama does with the offensive rebound and gives them a 3-point lead now as the score is 6-3. The Longhorns have failed to make a second shot in this game as we have basically gone one for about 4 or 5 here in the first 3.5 minutes. But Coleman's going to throw up that one with a little bit of space, and he gets a second three-pointer as we have now got this game tied 6-6. And here come the Crimson Tide working it back down the court. They get it to Bruner. Sims is all over Bruner, not giving him much space. He drives, and Sims going to disrupt that one and get the rebound on the missed shot as Sims will pass it back out to Jones on the left side, coming down the hardwood with him. Now at the top of the key, Jones gets it over to Brown. Brown kind of posting his man up, getting the size, trying to make some space, not able to get what he needs. Coleman from the three-point range once again, and that one bounces off the rim. And Alabama will get the rebound, and they come working it down pretty quick. Looks like we have a mismatch right there as far as size difference goes. But Alabama gets it back over to Quinterly and back to Bruner. And that one's going to be knocked away by Ramey. He's got the free shot into the lane, and he will just slam that one home as Texas will take the lead 8-6 now in this ball game, as this is looking like a back and forth battle that we have going on. A pretty equal matchup between both teams so far. Now Alabama with it. Petty Jr., he's going to try to drive the lane. Ramey sticking to his hip pretty close as they pass it out to Quinterly, who's got Coleman covering tough on him, and they try to set the screen. But Coleman gets right by it, and he will still fire off the mid-range jumper right at about the foul line, and he's going to make it, and that's going to tie up this game at 8. Crimson Tide are shooting 50% in this ball game compared to the 38% for the Longhorns. However, our 2 3-pointers have really helped us out, and Coleman drives it in the lane off the pick, as that one was a beautiful offensive play as we now have the lead once again 10-8. Alabama coming back, trying to get this one even back up at least. Bruner has it with Sims at the top of the key. He's going to hand it off to Petty Jr. Ramey sticking tough on him, gets the shot, disrupts it enough, and Jericho Sims is going to come up with the rebound, and he fires it all the way down the court as we have that Coleman at the top of the key is able to get the pass from Sims. That was a dangerous look, but he gets it out to Greg Brown. Brown's going to go up with it, and he's going to make that one off the backboard, as that will give us a lead of 12-8 now. 4.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. And we're going to go ahead and advance a little bit on up to about 4.5 to go now in the first half, as the score is 28-26. Longhorns do have a 2-point lead, and Fabers is going to be at the line shooting free throws, as he will make that one and give us a lead of 29-26 just by 3 with 4.5 remaining in this first half. Now Alabama coming back down with it, gets it over Petty Jr. They're going to send it out to Primo up at the top of the key, who gets it over to Quinterly. Now Quinterly maintaining possession. He's going to drive the lane as Ramey stuck with him, and he's actually going to get the rebound off that one, disrupting that shot, giving us a chance to extend our lead a little bit more. Now Longhorns look like they're setting up a pretty decent isolation play. Ramey with the top of the key. He's going to drive it in the lane, and that's going to draw the foul and the basket. He's going to have a shot for the 3-point play on this one, as that was just a beautiful, aggressive attack by Ramey, isolating himself out there and then making the drive, knowing that their big man would have to fold in, and he ends up getting the foul and the shot. So a chance to make this a 6-point lead now, just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. And Ramey's actually going to miss that free throw. That has not been a total bit of our problem this game, but it's something we are going to have to focus and work on in the future. Alabama with a little short-range jumper. That one's going to bounce off the back iron, and we will get the rebound and bring it back down the court. It's going to be Liddell now with it at the top of the key as he gets it over to Ham and around the free throw line. Ham's going to try to make a move, just unable to, and he's going to lose possession as Alabama will get the steal, and they're going to get it out to Quinterly and start coming back down with a chance to cut into this 5-point lead. Quinterly trying to drive the lane, finally gets around our man, but we're going to block that one off the backboard. Big time block by Longhorn defense there as we give it to Ramey and come right back at him, trying to get this lead extended out as this time ticks away. 3 minutes to go in the first half as Liddell gets it over to Favors, who's going to make a drive, and that one's going to draw the foul once again. Hitting that lane, drawing those fouls, drawing to the free throw line, trying to get the cheap, easy points. That's what we need to do, and that's going to be a big part of our game going forward from this point. So 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Remaining, the score is 31-26. Texas make that 32-26 after Faber just drains that free throw. Couldn't have asked for any better of a little shot right there. So now he's getting ready for the second shot of his free throw attempt since he did miss the basket. And he's going to eye this one up, Favors. As he puts a good shot on, and that one's going to fall as we now have a 7-point lead at 33-26 Texas. Crimson Tide starting to work their way back. Can't let this game get out of hand, and they're actually going to call a timeout with just under 3 minutes to go, trailing by 7. As you can see, this Longhorn crowd and this team is pretty well fired up from what they've been able to do and starting to break away from the Crimson Tide here in the closing minutes of this first half. Now, this was going to be a full timeout, so we are going to get some time to prepare and get some rested guys out on the court here and finish out this first half pretty strong. And so that timeout is going to be over, and the gentlemen are getting ready to take the court again as we come out of this break. 7-point lead. We've been doing pretty good. Just haven't shot completely the way we wanted to. Some of these inside shots and driving the lane, the layups, we just haven't been as efficient as we've meant to. And a ridiculous turnover by Alabama as they pass it back to the man on the inbound, and his foot was out of bounds. So that's going to be a big-time turnover. And maybe we can try to get this thing into double digits before the end of this first half. As we're going to get the pass out to Favors. He fires it over to Liddell, who's going to fire up the three, and that one hits off the back iron and rebounded by the Crimson Tide. Here comes the Crimson Tide on their next possession. Quinterly working it around the side. He's going to try to make a drive, but he's going to spill that one over. Turnover. Here come the Longhorns, pushing the pace, driving the lane, and we're going to draw the foul once again, getting the big man to hack us on our way to the basket. If we can get him to foul out, that's going to be a big loss for the Crimson Tide there in the second half that we have coming up. Now, Favors is pretty good at the free throw line, and as you'll see, Texas is now in the bonus, so the more we can get him the ball and the more of these easy points that we can have, the better. Now, that first free throw is going to drop in pretty easily. It did look like a slightly early release. So not as perfect as you'd wish for, but hey, it worked. And that second one is going to be drained as well. So the score is now 35 Texas, Alabama 26 here. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Quinterly trying to make something happen with it. Staying at the top of the key, gets it over to Petty Jr. Had a pretty wide open shot, but didn't throw up the three-pointer. And instead, Liddell's going to get the reach-in foul on that one. Just trying to make something happen. And that's not what we need. We cannot be having these stupid little penalties, fouls called on us whenever we didn't really have much of a chance for steal anyways. And Alabama's going to fire up a mid-range jumper on that one, and that one will bounce out as we get the rebound and start working our way back down. As we are now shooting 41% on the day, while Crimson Tide have dropped down to 31%. So Kai Jones with it in the post, and he's going to make that one off the backboard. Beautiful spin move underneath the basket, laying it in. as that will be his first basket on the day, giving him 2 points, but extending our lead out to the double digits with a 37-26 lead, 1.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And this has been a pretty good ball game for us. I will say that defensively, we've gotten a lot of good blocks in the lane, and that's what you have to do. You have to keep guys out from driving in. That's a big part of how we operate, and so you can tell it's being pretty successful for us now as we cut to about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, basically what would amount to 15 minutes to go in the second half. We do have a 12-point lead, 48-36. Williams with the ball at the top. He'll drive it in, and he'll dunk that one on home, extending our lead to 14 points at 50-36 now, as Texas is not relenting at all, as we are maintaining pressure on them. Jericho Sims forces a turnover, and that's going to be gathered up by the Longhorns as we get it out to Coleman. He's going to drive in, and they're going to go ahead and get, who's that, Jones on the charge. That wasn't Coleman, that was Jones. He drives in, and you got to give the defender credit on that one, standing his ground and drawing the charge offensive penalty, as we will now have to give possession back over to Alabama as they still trail by 14 points. Now Favors on Primo at the top of the key. He's trying to work it down in. Brings it in. They kick it back out to Shackelford. Shackelford's going to fire the three, and that one's going to bounce off the rim. Greg Brown with the rebound as he gets it over to Coleman, who's going to start bringing it back down the court. Coleman tries to fire it to Cunningham, who was making a break, but that one's going to be intercepted. Here come the Crimson Tide coming right back at it. They throw it into the middle, kick it back out, and then we were able to stop that quick points. That's what we need from our defense efficiency. Now Shackelford fires up the three. Once again, it's going to bounce off the iron, and this time Cunningham comes down with the rebound and brings it down for Texas. Sitting at the top of the tee, Cunningham trying to work a play call. Not really seeing too many options that we have available. Gets it over to Coleman. Coleman fires it down to Kai Jones, who's going to try to work his way in under the lane, but unable to, and still fires up the mid-range jumper, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Made a little bit of space for him and extends this lead now to 16 points, 52-36. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third. Now Favors on defense as Alabama gets it over to Shackelford now, and Coleman kind of giving a little bit too much space. Not really what I want to see, but Alabama is passing the ball with great efficiency as they find an open shot, but unable to drain the three-pointer once again. They have gone cold here in the second half as we get the pass down on the comeback all the way in, and that one's going to be a quick 2 points for Texas as we now have an 18-point lead, 54-36. That's a great job at finding the open man, making the play happen, and Alabama comes right back with a pretty lucky point on that. Now we have changed up a lot of our shooting tactics here. As you can see, our shooting percentage did get up to 43%. We've started taking a lot more open shots, making space, creating space in the passing lanes, and just the plays overall. So that has really helped us out in advancing this lead as we get another open one up and fire that one in. Favors, he is on fire today as the score is now 56-38. Basically, it's about 12 minutes to go here in the second half. Now Shackelford has it at the top of the key for the Crimson Tide. He sends it over to Rojas. Rojas gets it to Bruner. And Bruner's going to fire right back to Shackelford. He's going to drain the three-pointer this time. Shackelford is not a man that's afraid to throw it up. He will give it his go on any time that ball touches his hands. He's willing to throw up that shot. Coleman bringing it back down for the Longhorns. Gets it over to Favors, who sends it to Cunningham. Cunningham down to Greg Brown. Trying to work his way into the post. He's going to finally make some space, and he will miss the shot, unable to get the offensive rebound. It looked like he should have been able to scoop that one up pretty dang quick as Shackelford has it on the way back down. Brown is on Shackelford. They send it over to Rojas with Cunningham tight on his hip. Cunningham is going to reach in and draw a foul on that one. So we do still have a 15-point lead as we're coming to the end of the third, basically having the final about 11 minutes to go in this ball game. And just for that, we are going to advance up to about 3.5 minutes here in the second half remaining. Longhorns, we do have a 20-point lead over the Crimson Tide, and it's really just we need to maintain and just prevent any type of comeback from happening. And Alabama's going to fire that one, hit off the front iron, and Texas will rebound it. Here we come right back with it. Coleman taking it at the top of the key, working the clock. There's only 3 minutes left, so you got to be smart with it. We don't want to allow one of those comebacks that people say is impossible until it actually happens. So Coleman's going to drive the lane, fire it out to Brown. Instead of hitting Jericho Sims on the comeback. And Brown maintains possession too much. And that was kind of a little bit of a faulty offense. Didn't know too much about what we were doing with it, so we do incur the shot clock penalty. And Crimson Tide will take over possession of it after that. Now Quinterly, who's still looking a little bit tired here in this one, is in. Well, they are down by 20, as they are still trying to at least get some points, make this a semi-respectable loss, as they will drive the lane and get an extra basket, make the score 51-69 Longhorns. Coleman, he's going to get the inbound and bring it back down for Texas. Has it at the top of the key, just trying to run some of this clock out. Sims brings the screen. Coleman fires it back over to Sims. He's going to get the easy lay-in under the basket. Once again, we got a 20-point ball game, 71-51. Jericho Sims has 8 points and 10 rebounds on the afternoon. So a pretty good day for him, especially coming from under the basket to start the season. And they make us kind of look a little bit of foolish on that one as Faber goes flying through the air on a pump fake. And he gets it over to Rojas. Rojas being guarded tightly by Jones, not giving him any space. And Faber's not running up either. And that one will go off the front rim, and it's going to be rebounded by Greg Brown, who's going to get it out to Coleman to bring it back down. Under 2 minutes to go here in this ballgame. Coleman setting up a play, trying to figure out where to go with it, sends it to Brown at the mid-range level. Brown fires it over to Favors in the corner. Favors tries to make some space, drives in and fires one up on the move, and that one's going to be bounced out of the rim as Crimson Tide do get the rebound and bring it right back at us, still trailing by 20 points. About a minute and a half remaining. Quinterly is going to drive in and get a good shot off the backboard, as this will now be an 18-point ball game. Javon Quinterly with 10 points coming in today, and all of those points coming in the paint. So while we have had pretty good presence with making block shots, at the same time, need to make sure we keep those guards out of our lane as much as possible. Now after a missed shot, Alabama and Quinterly bring the ball right back down as Bruner makes a drive in. And luckily enough, our defenders are going to break that one up to where he's unable to make the shot, and we will gain the rebound. 46 seconds left in this ball game. Just taking the clock down, trying not to do too much with it. Let's just take this one into the locker room. Coleman on the drive with the layup right past Quinterly. Gave it a good chance on that one. The score is now 73-53 with just over 30 seconds left in this ball game. And this is really just a time to give some guys a chance. Let them feel a little bit better about themselves as Quinterly makes a good cut to the basket, getting an easy layup. So now we will have to have a shot clock. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the shot clock violation at this point. I'm probably just going to chunk up a 3, as we do have the ball over in the top corner of the key. Jones gets it to Favors. Favors at the very top. Gets it back over to Jones. The shot clock counts down, and Jones is going to make the three-pointer. Said he wants to make sure we have a 20-point ball game, as we will now take the lead at this game in 76-55, driving that one home. As our three-point shooting really made a difference for us. At the start of the game, it was the only thing we seemed we could make, keeping us in it, and then there at the end of the game giving us a lot of that separation that we needed. And that is how you want to start a season. That's the best thing that we could ask for. Big time win in front of our home crowd here in Austin at the Irwin Center. And we're going to be able to take this momentum that we gained from this type of big win and carry that over to our next game. And that's going to be a big one as well. It's not something that we're overlooking, as we're actually going to go ahead and jump on into that one right now. You see our guys in the locker room getting ready to face off against Arizona State, the Sun Devils, here in Austin. Our back-to-back home games that we have going so far. Now we are 1-0 on the season. Arizona State is 2-1 at this point. Like I said, we are playing, is it a 32, 38 game schedule? So we will all be caught up by the end of it, but just trying to play that compressed schedule to get us into what would amount to the playoffs. That's really kind of our focus here. And maintain, good solid play. Jericho Sims, you see him taking shots from the three in warm-up. I don't need him doing that. I need him getting down in the post. Same thing with Greg Brown there. Get in the post, make those moves, slam those balls home. That's what the type of offense we need to run. Now, we are 1-0, so in the west side, the only other teams that haven't really played is going to be Baylor, Texas Tech, and Oregon, along with Ohio State and Tennessee that don't have any games so far, but they'll start piling those up rather quickly. And we're getting ready for tip-off now. Face off against the Arizona State Sun Devils here in Austin at the Frank Irwin Center for game number 2 of our season. And we're going to jump into it with 8 minutes to go here in the first half as we are trailing now 23-17. Our shooting just has not been what it was in the last game, and it's becoming an issue so far. Now, Jericho Sims, we're going to have him driving it in, trying to make those post moves happen, and he will actually draw the foul from the Sun Devil defender, as that's going to give us a couple free shots at the line. Jericho Sims is not the greatest, free throw shooter in the world, as you can tell right there. But, free shots is what we'll take at any moment. And Sims is actually going to miss both of those free throws, so we continue to trail by 6 points to Arizona State as they come down and try to extend on their lead. And Christopher will take it and make a man miss, and he's going to fire that one up, and they'll get the offensive rebound. And then Greg Brown gets the foul and trying to prevent that basket, and that will send him to the free throw line as he makes the first one. Now here shooting the second out of the 2 free throws that he's going to get. Graham fires it away. That's going to bounce out, and we're going to gather up that rebound. And we get it over to Coleman, who comes right back down the court with it, trying to make something happen as we trail by 7 points now. Fired over to Jones, and from the free throw line, Jones is going to drain that one as this lead is now cut down to 5 points, 19-24, with about just over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Martin for the Sun Devils, as their point guard, will bring it down for him. He gets it over to Austin. Austin to Christopher, who's going to drive the lane and get that layup. As we're just going shot for shot, it seems like right now. Josh Christopher already having 12 points on the night, and we still got 7 minutes to go in the first half. He is putting up a strong performance here in Austin. And now coming off the pass, off the double screen, we're going to fire that one from 3, and that's going to go in. That was a beautiful shot, the double screen down in the post to get their defender off the track. And we will fire that one home, as we have now cut this lead back down to 4, 26-22. Longhorns trail Arizona State. And this time, who's that? Verge. As he tries to come in, he'll draw the charging foul. And one problem that we have faced down in the post, which has been our focus this game, is Arizona State has been blocking a bunch of our shots. It's not really what we want to see, but it's just kind of what's happening. Now, as long as we start making these aggressive drives, like you just saw, we're starting to draw a lot more fouls coming from the Sun Devil defenders. But we have to convert. Drawing fouls and getting to the line does us no good if we continue to miss these free throws. Coleman will miss both of them as well. And so we continue to trail by 4. Arizona State coming right back at it as they seem to get past Coleman, and Martin with the layup on that one, extending their lead 28-22. We're here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Remy Martin having 6 points on the evening. Not too bad, but basically should get a lot less. Now we fired over to Fabers, who's going to fire the three-pointer, and I don't know how we didn't come up with that rebound, but somehow we didn't. And Martin is going to bring it right back down for Arizona State. They lead 28-22. Is going to find Christopher open at the top of the key, who gets a screen, tries to drive in, and he's going to actually miss that one. And it looks like there's going to be a loose ball foul. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, man, loose ball foul on, look like Fabers. So Arizona State will keep possession, and they fire up another one, and we finally get the rebound. Kai Jones smothering that one up and getting it out to Coleman to kind of bring back down the court. Now Coleman, has had a pretty good evening. A few assists, but needed a little bit more. As Favors fires that one up from 3. He doesn't care if a man's in his face or not. And he will drain that one as we've cut this lead in half. 28-25 now. Still 5 minutes to go, so in the first half, a lot of basketball left in this one. But it's good to see us able to make shots like that. Now Martin with it, gets a screen. He fires up a three-pointer of his own. And Arizona State's going to get the putback. Somehow we did not come down to that rebound as they put it back and extend this lead out 30-25 here in the first half. Coleman with it, fires it over to Jones, still having possession at the top of the key. Brown trying to get some separation down low. He's not able to make anything happen. We get it over to Kai Jones in the post, who's working his man. He goes up and lays that one in off the backboard. A beautiful spin move from the post. And you can see where our problem has come in this game as we are shooting 37% on the evening. Not where we need to be. And Remy Martin just draws Coleman out and then goes right around him like it's nothing. As Arizona is shooting from 39% on the day after that one. And they are also leading by 5, 32-27. So 4 minutes to go. We get it back over to Jones, who's going to fire that shot up. As this now, once again, is going to be a three-point ball game. It just seems like back and forth. At this point, no offense can do any wrong, and all defense is just non-existent right now. So Arizona State gives it over to Christopher, who tries to drive, but unable to find any space. Martin now, as long as he gets moving, he's able to get past Coleman for the most part. And Martin with an open three-pointer fires that one up, but from a little too far and is unable to make it. As the score is still 32-29. Now Jones at the top of the key gets a screen from Sims. Jones is going to drive in. He gets hacked, and that one's not going to go in, so he will be shooting 2 from the free throw line. And that's been a big problem. Look at that, our free throw shooting on the day. We are shooting 30%. We are 3 for 10 so far. Even at 60%, this game is tied, and there's another miss. Make that 3 for 11. Jones not able to convert, but he will make that second one. So I guess we're 33% now, 4 for 12 on the day. Definitely not where you want to be, but we are only trailing by 2, 30-32. And Arizona State with possession as Martin gets it out to, and he's going to fire up and miss, and Arizona State gets the second chance points. When Jericho Sims and Brown are not out on the floor, our ability to rebound just seems to drop drastically. And right now we have Kai Jones and Royce Ham out there, but they don't seem to be able to box anybody out. As Jones will take it, and he's going to take it himself, and he'll draw in another foul. You've got to be kidding me. As their big man down low fouls once again, sending us to the line. Now we're going to take a quick look at our upcoming schedule. We will have 2 Big 12 matchups up against Oklahoma State and Texas Tech in our very next 2 games. And those 2 games will actually be the next episode that we have once we get those taken care of. So we'll get that first 3-point or free throw made and the second. So the score is now 34-32. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half, and here comes Arizona State. As Martin with possession gets the screen, but is going to lose possession of the ball and will gather it back up rather quickly as Arizona State will keep it. Now Woods has it at the top of the key. Ramey on him. Woods gets some separation and fires up the 3. That was a good screen on Ramey. Nothing that he could do about that one. The Longhorns now trail by 5, 37-32. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Ramey in at point guard. He's got possession of it, sends it out to Liddell. Liddell holding it. He's going to fire the 3-pointer. That was going to bounce off the rim. Just not the greatest shot in the world. Not something you want your man to do. But he does it anyway. Now the Arizona State will find the open man. And he fires a 3. He's going to miss, but they'll get the offensive rebound. And he fires a second one in a row. And thankfully that one bounced off the back iron as we gather that one up and start working our way back down the court. Ramey with possession down in the corner. As he starts to back his man in underneath the basket, see if we can't get something going in the post, and Courtney Ramey lofts it just over the defender's hands, and that one will go in and cut this deficit down to 3 points. Arizona State trying to make some things happen as they play quick. And on that one, a big-time dunk off the assist from Remy Martin, as he has been playing pretty excellent tonight, and it's one of the main reasons they've got a 5-point lead. So Longhorns with possession, sends it over to Jones, who's going to drop it down to Royce Ham underneath the post, who's going to try to drive it in. And he's going to jump one up, and he just lets it roll right off and is unable to gather up the rebound. So the Sun Devils are coming right back at us. Remy Martin with the possession. Jones tight on his hip. Martin unable to get an additional screen, so he's not able to get his man free as he makes one final pass and then fire up a three-pointer, and that one's going to be missed quite easily, I guess you could say. Now Ramey with the screen from Ham. Ramey's going to try to give it to him on the pick and roll, just unable to make that one happen. And we have ourselves another turnover. But Arizona State working it into the middle. We'll fire that one up, and it's going to be off the backboard and not in, so we will get the rebound. And here comes Ramey working quick. Ramey drives in, still missing, unable to get the foul call. Looked like that was a pretty physical play right there underneath the basket. But Arizona State will fire up a quick one, and because we have nobody down, they get the offensive rebound and we'll have another chance at it as we get ready to come to the closing seconds of this first half. So now 8.1 seconds left. Longhorns trailing by 7 as Ramey comes down with 4, 3, 2, 1. Ramey fires it up, and that one's going to be in right as the buzzer sounds it. 41-37 thanks to that three-pointer. And I guess being down 4 is a lot better than being down 7 at the half. So I got to give Ramey that one. Making the space and draining the shot. And so now we're going to jump forward ahead a little bit here into the fourth quarter, about 5 minutes to go remaining in the second half. We have started shooting a lot better. Getting into the lane is Ramey. So he will drive in and get the foul call for him as we have got a lead now 62-53 in this ball game. We maintained it for most of the second half since it started. And looks like Courtney Ramey's just going to start expanding it. And that's been the biggest difference, is getting the easier shots in the lane versus having to take those outside ones that are, we may not be completely covered up on, but we're just less likely to make. And we will get the second of the 2 free throws as we now lead by 10 points, 53-63 with 5 minutes remaining. Now Ramey on defense as Arizona State sends it over to Bagley, who's covered by Favors. And Bagley's going to drive in and bounce that one off the iron. And it's going to be rebounded by Jericho Sims. Passes the ball up a little wildly over to Favors, almost out of bounds. But we will maintain possession as Coleman has it now at the top of the key, sends it to Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims working in the post and pushes him forward, and he's going to miss that shot. You've got to be kidding me. Not only does he miss the shot, he misses an easy offensive rebound. Arizona State responds with firing up a three-pointer, and they get another offensive rebound and another second chance points. That is ridiculous. We're going to have to start working on our rebounding ability because it just seems to be lacking drastically. Now 4.5 minutes to go. We lead by 8, 55-63 as Sims has it in the post. Just able to manhandle his guy as he gets an easy 2 points once again. The person originally guarding Jericho Sims, their starting center, is actually out because he did foul out of this ballgame. So Sims is taking big-time advantage on that one. Now, Remy Martin will drop in another bucket right there, giving him 13 points on the afternoon and cutting their deficit down by 2 over 8 points once again. Now, Greg Brown this time will have the ball under the key, but he's unable to make anything happen with it. He sends it back out to Coleman. Coleman near the top, looking for the screen as Brown is going to get the screen. Coleman sends it into Brown underneath the basket on the assist, and Brown lays it in there nice and easy. Right back out to 10 points with 3.5 minutes remaining in this ballgame. Now Ramey on the coverage of Bird, and he's going to miss out on the screen, but Bird does not convert on that lay-in, as we did have Coleman kind of full back over for us and assist on the defense. Coleman now with possession of it, gets a screen, and he's going to try to fire that one over to Jericho Sims, who's got the screen for him. He just cut outside too much instead of coming towards the basket. and Arizona State does intercept that one. They will work it back down the court and get it over to Bagley. Bagley down to Verge at the top of the key. Verge gets the screen, but Coleman undeterred. Kind of gets in his way a little bit, and that ball's not going to be able to go in, and Greg Brown will get the rebound. So we do still lead by 10 here. Just under 3 minutes to go. Coleman with it at the top of the key, starting to work that clock a little bit. Use it in our favor. Now Brown trying to make a spin move happen, unable to get any type of separation. Simply back out to Ramey. Ramey's going to jump up and fire that one in, and that's going to bounce off the iron. No good. As Sun Devils rebound, and they're going to take it coast to coast right there for you as they get the easy layup. 2.5 minutes to go in this ball game. The score is now 59-67. Texas lead here, as we cannot let a team hang in there. Basketball is one of those sports. You let a team hang in, it's going to do you absolutely zero good. So let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Jericho Sims, with 10 points on the evening, and he's also in the double-digit rebounds as well. So good performance, nice double-double from him on the evening. That's really helped us kind of get to this 8-point lead. Now Coleman with possession sends it over to Jones, who's going to fire up a pretty decent three-pointer coming off the screen in the pass, but just unable to convert it. Arizona State working it back down, fires the man in the corner who's going to get a pretty decent shot, just unable to even hit the iron on it. I'm not even sure his ball sniffed the net, to be honest with you. But either way, we'll take over possession. Come back less than 2 minutes to go in this game. Just trying to get win number 2 on the season. Jericho Sims works his man down. He's going to miss that first one. Goes up for it again, and it's going to get blocked big time by the Sun Devil defenders. And that's been another problem for us today. Once we get into the lane, they are just sending those balls out of the zone. And it's like somehow, some way, we just cannot get that shot past them. And so on the inbounds play, Coleman's going to get the ball underneath the basket, miss that lay-in. Jericho Sims, he goes up and he misses another one also. About 4 shots missed in the last 10 seconds for Texas, as that is not a good showing. That's not the type of consistency we need. Arizona State off the screen fires up a 3. Martin unable to make that one happen, as Texas brings it right back down the court on him, but they're going to get a steal. And here comes the Sun Devils as they go for the easy lay-in, and this lead is now only to 6 points. The score is 67-61. Just over a minute to go. This game is now in reach. This is what I feared. We cannot let a team come back in here on us like this. So we get the pass down to Jericho Sims, who works his man in the post and is going to get the foul on that shot. Beautiful attempt by Sims, manhandling his guy out of the way. The only thing he could do was foul us. It worked to make us miss the shot, but Jericho Sims says, ain't no big thing. We're going to make this. As he fires that first free throw home to extend our lead to 7 points. Now Sims with the second one. He will be 2 of 2 right now on those free throws. He's really, I'd probably say like 2 of 6, 2 of 7 right on the evening. So yeah, our free throw should have got to get a bunch better here moving forward, especially once you get to playoffs. You know, you start going cold in the playoffs, your season's through. It is a one-and-done situation, right? So that's what we have to focus on. Now, there's 54 seconds left in this ball game. The Sun Devils trail by 8. The score is 69-61 as Texas will try to defend against the Sun Devils here. Now, they have the ball past the three-point line with Christopher Fabers is closely guarding him, not trying to give any space. As they get the screen, Brown gets in the way, but Christopher's still able to drain that one from about the free throw line, as this score is now 69-63. Now they're going to be putting some of this pressure on as we work the ball down the court. Find Greg Brown underneath the basket for the easy 2 points, and that one should help us do it. Only 35 seconds left in this game. An 8-point lead for Texas, 71-63 here in Austin, trying to go 2-0 in our season. Off that screen, they come down with a Jericho Sims, goes hard at the man, but is able to pick up the foul instead. Looks, I thought he got most of the ball, but apparently the ref said no. So 23 seconds left in this ball game. The score is 63-71. This game is effectively over here for Texas. Looks like we are going to be 2-0 on the season, especially if they keep missing free throws like that. And so now here comes their second free throw attempt for the Sun Devils. And he'll fire that one up, and that is going to go in, but that would be the last point that Arizona State would make. The score of this game would end 71-64. We are now 2-0 on the season. And while we wrap this game up, that does remind me to go. You ought to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And definitely, if you did like today's video, hit the thumbs up button, as it really does help out the channel. We do greatly appreciate that as well. And so we are going to take this season to 2-0 here at the start of it. We got a couple big-time games coming up here in the next episode. And like I said, we will get into our first conference games facing off against Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. So definitely stay tuned for those. And so we are going to move on. 2 tough games, 2 more tough ones coming up, and it's going to be an exciting season for us heading on into the future. So stay tuned for everybody, and as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes. Later, y'all.